In today's episode, we will be showing you how we coordinate a busy day at Foxy Home Staging. Welcome to Foxy TV, episode 119. So we have 2 trucks, at the moment 11 staff members, and coordinating all of that amongst all the jobs we do isn't easy to get right, but it's very important to get right. A typical busy day at Foxy Home Staging will entail anywhere between 7 and 12 jobs, obviously depending on the size of the jobs, and that doesn't include or any of the consultations or meetings that also take place. So the latter half of the episode, we're going to catch up with Phoebe to get her thoughts on this topic, as she is really the one who maps out the days and the weeks. But for the first part of this video, I'm going to jump in the truck with Jake, and we're going to take you along to a few jobs, and we'll get Jake's thoughts along the way. We start from the warehouse at about 6 a.m. where we were loading the trucks. Jake, nice and early. What's on today?
Today we've got 4 installs and 3 or 4 packups as well.
Decent day.
Another big one.
And we're moving something big today.
Yeah, we've got a piano to move, apparently, a grand piano, so we don't like moving those usually, but we've organised it so all 4 of the boys, both trucks, will end up there, and we'll take a few things that will help us out and figure it out.
So while the other truck with Russ and Fletcher headed off for their day, I jumped in with Jake and headed to our first job in Augustine Heights. Good morning everybody from Augustine Heights. Morning Jake.
Hello.
This is job number 1 for truck number 1. The other guys are headed to... Do you know where the other guys are? They've got a busy day all around somewhere else?
I don't know.
Okay, well we're here anyway. Jake and I installed this with Janessa about, what, 4 or 5 weeks ago, Jake?
Yeah, about that, every month.
And they had a successful sale apparently?
They did, very happy, very fast too apparently.
There you go, so we've got to pack up here. Jake, we've got a bit of a topic today around reusing furniture, or how would you say it? Not reusing.
Just the way that we're coordinating, going from one job to the next. So
yeah,
taking things from one pack up, some things, and putting them into a different install, and basically, so for instance, the stuff here is getting split and going to 2 different pack ups today, so waiting to go back to the warehouse. So the challenge for you is to pack it in a way that you can get it off and on easy. Yep, without having to repack everything. And obviously Phoebe's had to, well, the challenge for her is when she's doing the selections for today's installs, know what pack-ups can come back and what's at the pack-ups, and how she can reuse it in a way that isn't just picking it up and putting it straight in another one so it looks the same, because she's always going for a different look and changing things. So
it's a challenge.
It is.
All right, well, let's get on with the pack-up and we'll get back to you later. Okay, pack up done, Jake, in about an hour. Took a little bit longer than you would have liked.
We gave ourselves an hour and we pretty much hit that. I was hoping to get a little bit of a buffer, a bit of time up our sleeve, but we're still on time for now.
Having the furniture from different pack-ups and in different sections of the truck, does that slow things down?
Yeah, I mean, the truck's very full, which also slowed it down in terms of loading time, but we already had some stuff that we loaded on this morning, which will end up going to one of 2 installs that we've got. So having that on first means that we can't pack it in the most efficient way when we're at a pack up, whereas if you have the truck completely empty, it makes it a lot easier to start fresh and get things on in the order. So yeah, having to put things in different places for different installs that are coming up next definitely slows it down a little bit.
All right, on to the first install for this truck. Alright, just having a look at the schedules and the lists, trying to make this work. So Jake, we have changed things slightly today, as we do at Foxy. Things change on the go. We're heading to a pack up now, and what's changed?
So we were going to pick up the whole job and put on the truck. We're only using a small number of pieces from this one to go to the last install. The truck's quite full and I'm a little worried about getting everything on. So what we're going to do instead is take the few pieces that we need for the install along with what's already on the truck. So we're going to do that quickly and go straight to the last install. And then what we'll do is we'll just come back on our way back through, because luckily it's not too out of the way. So we'll come back and get everything else after the install and finish up the warehouse then.
And we're fortunate a little bit there. Cam met us on site
was helping out at that install and took just a couple little pieces with him in his car. Yeah, a few of the things that we aren't going to need at all today at the install, so he can take them back to the warehouse and save us a bit of space in the truck. Alrighty, on to the pack-up.
So we got what we needed from the pack-up in Holland Park and took it to our install in Clayfield.
Well, we've been standing around for 5 minutes. We're in Clayfield and we're standing around because the owner's letting us into this one and they're not here at the moment. So we're going to start unloading, get just a few things out, get a bit of a head start, and hopefully they'll be here soon.
Doing this gorgeous Art Deco property. I think it's a deceased estate, so clients have got us in. But we have pieces that are left here. So a piano that is beautiful, and we are going to incorporate it, but we can't use it in this space because this is our only living room, and with it there we've got nowhere to functionally put a sofa and make this space work. So piano has to get shifted about, what, 5 metres? Maybe 5 metres. Yeah, into a different room, into a sitting room. It's gonna look great, but it's gonna take a bit of effort.
It's the moment of truth. Jake's confident, he doesn't even want to wait for the other boys. Let's give it a go. You proud of us or what, Phoebe?
I'm so proud of you. I'm just like amazed.
The shorter boys, the accountant and the marketer. Now the piano.
I love the fact that our accountant, our media guy, have just moved to the piano.
Yeah. Happy days.
It's removalist, guys.
Hey, don't say that. We need them.
With the piano move, we headed back to Holland Park to finish that pack up, and then it was back to the warehouse. We've heard from Jake and seen a few jobs as they happen. We're now going to speak to Phoebe about coordinating a day at Foxy Home Staging. In particular, a bit of a focus on taking pieces, furniture, accessories, linen from one pack up and using parts of that in an install for another job.
Generally, when we're doing from a pack up to an install, there's only a portion that will go directly off. So for example, today we've got one where the furniture is going into another one, but the accessories and all the fluff, the artwork, the linen, the greenery, the floor lamps, nothing else is going into the other install. So that makes it significantly easier, particularly for the truck, for the logistics side of things. I don't need to worry about separating or this, have to make it as easy as we can, otherwise that's how errors creep in. The other part is we won't take an entirety of the entire property straight into another one because we don't like to replicate the same thing. We'll only do it if we're doing a mixture of products. So you'll see one property was a 3-bedroom, 1 living, and it's being blended with a 5-bedroom, 2 living property. So everything looks completely different to how it originally presented. They're in different suburbs. They're actually in the different areas of Brisbane, the different agencies. The agents have both neither seen either of the stuff that's in either of those properties. And then we've gone from pinks and whites to greens and naturals. So that's how we can blend pieces to make sure that it all looks completely different. And it's also why it's really important that all of the fluff doesn't go from one job to the other because they look the same. And it's something that's really, really important for us is that no 2 jobs look the same. So that's how, if we're taking accessories from one to another, that's all on the stylist. The stylist will know exactly what they need to take from each job, but we tend to not have to do that very often because we do have a really good bulk of accessories and fluff and cushions and everything. Normally it's just like one white cushion or something we're low on. So if you think about the truck, generally anywhere to go in Brisbane has a half-hour, 30-minute travel time. So if we're out in Wakeley and we've got a second job that we need to come back to reload for to go back out to Carindale, we are doing half an hour back here, an hour to load, half an hour back to Carindale, then to load. So we've lost 2 hours in the day. So if I can get 2 jobs on the truck in the morning and they can literally go from Wynnum to Carindale, that's 15 minutes travel. We've saved ourselves an hour and 45 minutes. If we can do it so that we don't have to come back to the warehouse, and I can do a schedule so that, for example, we load up in the morning, we install in Wynnum, we then do a pack up in Carindale or Carina, which these are all close suburbs that are close together. A pack up, and then we go to an install where I use a blend of like the big beds, maybe the sofa, and that means that everything that goes on the truck in the morning can fit so that we don't have to come back here, and we can include a pack up in the day. That's a bonus. So the pack up, which has to happen at some point, can take place of actually coming back to the warehouse, something that isn't necessarily something that has to happen. And that way there's not that wasted travel time, because there's so much time that is wasted in travel. So that's why it's worth us taking that time, and why I might potentially redo a stock list 3 or 4 times to make it work, so that we can rejig which pack up comes back. Or potentially I might get the boys to swing by a furniture store and pick up an item or things like that, so that we don't have to come back here, because coming all the way back here to load, it can be a complete waste of time.
How far in advance do you plan this?
Last night. So I will go through, honestly, start of the week, I know an idea of everything that's happening, and I have done multiple times. Start of the week, so if I can give an example, this week we had 5 installs on Monday, 4 installs Tuesday, 3 installs Wednesday, 2 installs today, and then we're back to 3 installs tomorrow. So I did the stock lists for the entirety of the week, and it was a waste of my time because I had to change them because I didn't know what was coming back. We had jobs postponed, we had jobs add in. So I needed to get certain stuff back. For example, I had no 2.5 seater cream sofas on Monday. So on Tuesday, I needed to organise for 2 jobs to come back that had 2.5 seater cream sofas that worked perfectly in the installs for that day. Those installs only locked in on Sunday, so I couldn't have done any prep work for them last week. So whilst I did the stock list for the entire of the week to make sure I had the bigger items, it then enabled me to be able to update them every single night to make sure what pack-ups were coming back filled the voids. And we've got so many pack-ups out there ready to come back that we can do it that way.
During the week on Instagram stories, I asked if anyone had any questions for Foxy TV. I think we got 3 questions through on that particular story, so we are going to answer those now.
How do you store all your throws, blankets and bedding?
To be honest, we haven't got an amazing solution. I like this. We used to do our throws, blankets and bedding, that's what you said then, yeah? So the throws and the blankets, we used to do them on a coat hanger and then put them on like a double, like what you'd see like when someone comes to your house and just like a show with the bedding. We used to do that, but it's messy and you really couldn't see, and then when we got heaps, so we were all squished in and it wasn't my favourite. So then we got these cube cases. This is terribly messy. We got these cube cases and these have been working really, really well. So basically the girls will put them in here, they roll them up, and when they're rolled, we can actually get quite a few in here that can be then seen and very easy. I don't know how many throw rugs we own, but we have never really run out of room here. All our coverlets get folded up the top, and we do have the space to be able to add in more if we need it. Then over on this side, we have our other beddings. This is our sheets and our valances, our backup linen sets if we need more, toweling, everything's all here. And this is stuff. So this is stuff that doesn't have a home yet. So I think everybody's warehouse is going to be similar in that they don't always have a solution for everything. And everything is in and out so quickly, there's not really point in finding a solution for it. Something that we have found a solution for, actually Eve will have to go and walk out there later just because my children are here. Something we have found a solution for is our linen. So we do them in the IKEA Dimper bags. They're $6.99 each and you can order them online. They're see-through and we can fit a full bedding set in there. So we do a queen bed with the insert, 2 pillows and their inserts in a bag, and then literally we just pick it up and go straight to the install. You can see through, you can see what linen's in there, you can see if it's patterned, textured, you can see everything you need without having to spend the time of figuring out what's in there or assembling on site. So they work really, really well. And we do our Euros in there as well. But yeah, this is our linen room.
What future trends in furnishing styles are you looking at buying?
All right, so not looking at buying, having purchased is what I'm gonna go through. So things that, because we've just done a huge stock purchase coming with the end of financial year, there is so much black. I love black, I'm a big fan of black, but it is coming out everywhere. Lots of black furniture, black dining chairs, black, everywhere's black. Black rattan, switching from our natural oak rattan into blacks, and it's looking like I'm really loving what I'm seeing coming out. So what did I get lots of? The problem is, and I think every time you've asked me this question, I've got the same answer. The forecast, the trends and all that sort of stuff is normally dictated by these design shows that happen every year. Again, because of COVID, this is the third time in a row, these shows have been cancelled and they're not happening. So whilst all of our suppliers are still doing their displays in their showrooms, and they do show their upcoming ranges in there, they still don't have the big display, like the big trade shows to tell them what new things are coming. So you're still seeing rattan, we're still seeing natural colors, we still have pastels in there mixed with some metallics, but there's not heaps of metallics that's kind of going out. And then there's the all the, like, basically all your natural textures and everything still all through the cushions. So it's something that we're not seeing a huge update like we normally would every single year, because we don't have these big shows to dictate where we're moving to next. So yeah, I don't have an answer for trends upcoming, but I do have an answer that I've purchased lots of black.
Do you offer a top-up service where you just add to existing furniture?
That question is referring to what we call integrated styling. So somebody's living in the property, they have furniture in the property, and then we're bringing things extra. So basically we do that all the time. It used to make up about 60% of what we did was an integrated style. We are doing less of it now. Most people are making the decision to move out of the house before we style it. It still make up, I reckon, a third of what we do. So basically we go in, do a consultation, and then I send our client a working checklist. There's always non-negotiables in a house when somebody's living in there. Maybe they need the study to stay functional because it's a home office. Maybe the kids' space needs to stay as it is because it's just too stressful for them to have to fix it up every day. Maybe they need a homework corner. The TV still needs to work. Maybe they've got multiple TVs in the space, and we would normally style with less, but we have to style with what they've got because they're still living there, and then it becomes uncomfortable and difficult for them to do it. We then send them a working checklist of what we're going to do. So basically the quotation will come back, I'm going to hire these pieces, use these items in a different space, and I'd like to see the last line stored. So the stored items go off site. So basically that's how we will operate with an integrated service. Store some items, pieces that are very well loved, very well used, showing some wear and tear, pieces that don't necessarily suit the style of the home, pieces that are too big and bulky, that are generally very comfortable, but they don't make the home present the home in its best light. So they're the items we'll store, and then we bring in what's needed to make it really look amazing. So we do that all the time.
And what if the clients don't have a space for storage?
So we would organise storage for those clients. So basically, as a big perk of us owning our truck and also our full-time, our removalists being full-time, is that we do offer that as a service, because I know if I was moving house and I had a stylist come in and tell me, 50% of this needs to go, organise that and then we'll come in. That's just an additional layer of stress for me. So we've done it so that our boys literally will come in, take out the furniture we don't need, we will then style with the furniture we're needing to do. The stylist will put all the fluff in, while the boys then take that storage furniture to national storage and they put it there for the duration of the hire time. Bonus is the client can then have that switched into their name, and once the house is sold, they can just literally have it delivered to their new property. There's no need to pay the removalist fees back and forth to the same property. So convenience.
And that is it for Foxy TV episode 119. Thanks for everyone who sent questions through. And if you want any topics or questions answered in future episodes, comment on this video or send us a message and we'll do our best to include it in a future video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you back here next week.